As the world changes, people also change. Their interests, perspectives, and ways of life. For most of us, we are unaware of these changes. Since time goes by so fast, new discoveries emerge year by year, and even technology is rapidly improving. Positive and negative changes come our way, whether politically, socially, or economically. But here, we are about to engage ourselves in something that people often refer to as an insignificant change in our society, and that is the shift and changes in people's interests when it comes to reading books. From the past to the present, from generation to generation, we shall see the gradual change that has taken place and how it greatly affects the generation of the 21st century.
Books have been an important education material ever since Gutenberg created the printing press, especially during the Renaissance period, the rise of scholars and intellects. Books were in the main scene. In a Philippine context, would see the emergence of literature was one of the prominent events in our history. As we could see that during the Spanish colonization, libraries and books were widely used. For example, is the existence of historical books in our very own Miguel de Benavides library. Books that were read by the Ilustrados, one of them in our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal. Perhaps, reading was very much essential during the time, mainly because there were only a few Filipinos or Indios, as they were called during the colonialism, that had the privilege to be educated. Therefore, they were hungry for knowledge.
In contrast to our present day, there has been a great difference. In some statistics, there has been a drop off in patronage by the 11 to 24-year-old crowds entering our libraries, and for 25 to 30 years old, they start to avoid reading, unless class assignments required it. Kids in the 21st century tend to play video games than read, or perhaps read Facebook statuses rather than real books. And we're reading less about more than narrowing US media coverage of world events, not to mention the lack of investigative journalism in election coverage, the geopolitical conflicts around the world economic issues, and the likes. Indeed, there is change in the air. There's no denying it. People are reading more, the hopefuls say, but is what they're reading more of really of any use, the skeptics ask. We have gone through the streets of Manila to get a first-hand interview on people about how reading was in the past, how reading is at present.
Full name?
Albert Manila.
How old are you?
19.
19. So, do you read non-school related books?
Yes.
How often? And what genres do you often read?
Not that often. Sometimes lang, mga jokes or mga ganun. GV. GV.
How old po?
25.
25. So, nagbabasa po ba kayo ng mga libro?
Biblia.
Biblia? Yung ano po kayo? Nung mga nag-aaral pa kayo dati?
Math. Mga ganun.
Math. So, good afternoon, sir. What's your full name, sir?
My name is Ismael Del Sarangay Jr.
How old are you, sir?
24.
24. So the first question is that, do you read non-school related books?
Yes.
How often and what genres do you often read?
Almost every day. Novels.
Novels. Now.
Commentaries. Well, fiction.
Sige po. Hi, kuya!
Yes, ma'am!
Ano name mo?
Lester po.
Lester.
Opo.
Okay. Ilan taon ka na, kuya?
22.
22. So, nagbabasa ka ba ng libro?
Yes, ma'am.
Book?
Yes, ma'am.
How often?
Before I sleep.
Before you sleep?
Yes, before I sleep.
Every day?
Every night.
Every night?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, anong mga genres ang binabasa nyo?
Genres. Can you...
Fiction? Love story?
Mostly horror stories.
Horror stories?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Lalo na po pag in love ako, horror story. Ang binabasa ko.
Oney,
Oneng.
how old are you?
31.
Okay, 31. O kuya, nung bata ba kayo, nagbabasa ba kayo ng libro nung nag-school pa kayo?
Abo.
Okay.
Siyempre naman.
Yung how often?
Siyempre pag may sinasabi yung teacher.
Pero kapag may free time kayo, hindi ka nagbabasa?
Laro lang.
Like before. Yeah.
What is the importance of reading for you?
Reading is a source of knowledge. It enables you to know what needs to be added to what is already known.
So, para sa inyo po, ano yung importansya ng pagbabasa?
So, ganun, para sa akin ang pagbabasa is maano ka dun, ma'am. Matuto ka, malaman, marami kang malalaman.
Do you read just because it's required? I mean, for some reason.
No. Minsan it's just for fun.
Do you often read when you were a kid compared to now?
No. Di ako mahilig magbasa dati.
Pero now you read. Do you read just because it's required? In school, so maybe, yes. Why?
Just if I have a time, I just read it. And when my professor told us and required us to read,
Okay, so do you read just because it's required at some point?
no, not at all. Kasi parang it's keeping you updated of all the things that's happening around you.
So for you, Ate, what is the importance of reading?
Reading, it makes you, it can travel, make you travel around. Kasi when you read books about, let's say, France or London, parang napupunta ka na rin doon. It's more travel.
Kuya, ano yung difference noon na sa reading na ngayon 31 ka na, yung teenager ka pa, ano yung difference sa mga youth ngayon?
Siyempre yung computer, tsaka cellphone, yung ngayon, yung mga internet ngayon, dati kasi wala pager lang ngayon, dati pupunta ka pa ng school, pupunta ka ng library, ngayon, through internet lang, di ba? Pwede ka na makapagbasa Kumbaga, mas madali yung ngayon, way ng pagbabasa
Pero tingin niyo po, ano yung mga nagbabasa? Yung noon or yung mga bata ngayon?
Yung noon.
Can you compare, sir, what's the difference on the youth today who are reading than in your time when you were still a teenager?
Well, I guess that today there is little reading among young people.
Why
among
is
the
that
youth.
so, sir?
I wouldn't be able to answer that question, but this is my guess. It seems that today there are so many other forms of entertainment than we had before. There's so much of internet material, there's so much of movie going, and other outdoor and computer games.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
And in my time, we didn't have so much of that. So reading novels and other materials, very much form of entertainment.
Only 92% of respondents say that they read. The reading of books, comics, newspapers, and magazines have gone down by 7, 13, 14, and 15% respectively. Statistics reveal poor reading habits among Filipinos. Out of 100 students who enter grade 1, only half will go to high school, and only 14 will enter college. This is a study from the Department of Education.
Pinoys read anytime they want, but reading non-school books is not a habit for most of them. More than 85% of the respondents read to gain knowledge or more information. The rest read for enjoyment, and almost half of the readers read books by Filipino authors only, while the other half read both local and foreign books. Readers prefer more to read media other than print, such as the internet. Perhaps others turn to other types of entertainment such as TV, or perhaps the cost of books has become prohibitive for most of us.
Filipinos can read very well, but most choose not. Many Filipinos nowadays read, not because they love it and enjoy it, but because they are forced to do so, especially by their teachers and professors. Their passion to really understand what is written in the book is not there to begin with. That is why, after reading a chapter or two of the assigned text, students tend to become bored, and that is the reason why reading never becomes a habit for them.
We have seen how the reading of books in our society has declined, which also becomes the reason why our educational competence have declined. Thus, we have to undo the present situation of our readership in order to prevent it from declining even more, in which this could greatly affect the next generations to come.